All right, I'll start off with I guess the strongest question. Talk about the Academy.
Okay. So Crescendo Academy of Music really offers classes for all ages. I mean, we have students who are infants all the way up to however old you want to be while you're still learning how to play an instrument. Really all ages and stages of life.
When did you get interested in this field of music?
I can not remember not singing. I got into musical theater and drama and that kind of stuff, so went the voice lesson route, and I've just kept singing my entire life.
Where does this happen? Where does this talent that's nurtured happen?
Where does it happen? Well, we're here at the Epic Center in downtown Kalamazoo, so that's where a lot of our teaching happens, where a lot of our classes and rehearsals take place. But then I know that a lot of our artists are out in the community offering recitals, or they play with other organizations in the community. Our teaching artists are really like walking the walk and talking the talk. You know, they practice their own instruments and then they go out and play in the community as well.
I've been playing for just over about 2.5 years, and I started as an adult beginner, so I had not taken piano before, and it has really enriched my life in ways beyond what I expected. I remember when I first came for my first lesson, you asked, what is it that you're hoping to get out of this? And beyond just learning to play, beyond that challenge, I actually wanted to work on my fine motor skill and my neuroplasticity. And you told me I was the first student to say that. And it has done that, but it's really enriched how I listen to music. And it's really had just a positive impact on my broader experience of the arts.
Yeah, so I guess for me, it has been part of me since I was 7, and I guess it's like the water that I drink and the air that I breathe. As a teacher, I think for me personally, I don't know if it applies to all the teachers, but for me, I like it when my students enjoy the instruments, enjoy the piano, and I try to, or actually even broader, I would say when they enjoy music, that's when I think I am very happy, also for them and also for myself as well, and I think I'm doing something right if we can have fun.
Well, I'm a first-year student. I started in May, and I've not ever played a string instrument. So I have a musical background, not strong, but never a string instrument. I'm really enjoying it. I get frustrated. I'm not going to deny it. I tend to be a perfectionist. So for me, I want to be able to do it and do it right away. And so this has taught me that it's not about being perfect. It's about being slow and taking your time and learning the instrument, feeling the sound. I would say my greatest success recently is that I'm able to tell on some of the notes now when I'm out of key, and I know just to move my finger just a little bit to get into key, and that's a small victory for me that I feel good about.
I will say when I first started, I would maybe hear a piece of music and I'd be like, if I can learn to play that, then that will be it. I will have achieved what I set out to do. And that has actually changed. And now it really is about just getting better at the instrument and experiencing other kinds of music. So, we did the Scott Joplin piece and, just really getting more versatile.
There was a point I would say that she was hooked. So there was, we were doing this method book, and then I introduced this other piece, and then somehow she find it very, fulfilling and challenging at the same time. It's very challenging, and yet she wants to really play it really well. So all of a sudden, it kind of sparks this desire, I would say, right? With the John Thompson pieces,
yeah,
I would say.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'll look ahead.
Right.
My technique, though, I'm sorry, my technique is still a challenge.
But so anyway, so there was that kind of moment, and it happens to not just Angela, but all of my students, I would say. Well, there are moments where it kind of hit like a spark or something, and then it just kind of takes off. So so that's that, and then we're waiting for another one, but the first step, yeah.
Music Together versus the Academy, two different animals?
Yeah, but we coordinate really well together. So Music Together is a worldwide organization. So Music Together Worldwide offers classes around the globe. So you might be in Italy or Japan or Taiwan or Australia. You might be in
Or
Mexico
Kalamazoo.
or Kalamazoo, right? Yeah, or Chicago or New York or San Francisco. And you could be singing the same hello song. So not only do we have these communities that happen in these small classes, but we have a worldwide community to rely on. Well, I'll tell you, the teaching artists from Crescendo who teach violin or piano or guitar or drums or any of that, they always say, oh, I know that this kid was a Music Together kid. Because they'll come into their private lessons sort of having this mastery, really, or what we call basic music competence, where they can already sing a song by themselves. They can already hold a steady beat, and they're ready for that next step then of private instruction.
Describe maybe a class for me.
So we always sing hello to each other, right? It takes a couple weeks for the kids to get used to that, and then they want you to sing their song. Then they can't wait until it's their turn to hear their song or their name in the song. And then the same thing happens at the end. We always do a lullaby and then sing goodbye to each other at the end of class.
And I imagine there are other skills learned through Music Together or the Academy, getting along with the person next to you.
For sure.
Teamwork in coming together for a song, obviously stage fright maybe?
Maybe, yeah. But I'm really glad you brought that up because our classes, my Music Together classes, are a little bit different from people who might be taking piano lessons with the goal of participating in, say, a recital or some sort of like cumulative culminating event to show what you know, right? For example, this morning in my class, we were working on early mathematical concepts. So I've got babies, toddlers, 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds. We do a dance, and it's a pattern, and that's a mathematical concept. We do a little counting game with our hands, and we wait until the very end to go, whoa, and that's another pattern, and it's also counting, and it's another mathematical concept, right? So music learning supports our math skills. It supports our reading and our verbal skills. It supports certainly our social emotional skills. I mean, I don't know if you've had any experience as a music maker.
I played a little clarinet, little bassoon, little trumpet.
Okay, yeah. There's nothing like those people you make music with, right? So we also know that our littlest people, they learn the best when they feel safe and connected to a grown-up in the room. So if I can tell you a secret.
We won't tell anybody.
Right, yeah. The real student in the room is that grown-up who comes in with their child. Because a toddler may look at me and be fascinated by me or really excited about what I have to offer.
The teacher, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm the teacher at the front of the room being silly. But if their grown-up plays along, sings along, dances along, they are so much more likely to feel like, hey, I can try this too. This is something that I can try. And my big goal is to get grown-ups comfortable with going home and doing that without me. I love when they come to our classes and we can sing and dance and play together. But if they're also doing it at home, that's where it really hits.
I would say one of the unintended consequences is that it is actually very therapeutic. And I've discovered, like, if I'm under a lot of stress, you would think that practicing something completely new would be stressful, but it's not, because I think because it involves your eyes and your hands and your brain and your ears, it really allows me to disconnect from the world in a really helpful way. So I've actually found that when I'm having a lot of stress, I'm like, I'm gonna go practice piano. And it's really quite awesome.
For me, it's purely the enjoyment of learning something new. I love classical music. I love all genres of music. A couple I don't. But classical has always been a love. And I've always loved the cello. I have a deep voice, so the tones, the deeper tones, resonate quite well with me. And my granddaughter started lessons a year ago on violin. And I got to thinking about it, and I'm like, I really like cello. I've always liked cello, so I decided to dive in and give it a try, and I really do enjoy it. It's therapeutic for me in a lot of ways. This is my happy place. I come here once a week and let go of all the other things and learn new things, challenge my brain as a retired person. I'd say it's become more therapeutic for me now that I'm older. I lost my folks 3 years ago and just felt like something was missing, obviously. And this has just allowed me to just close myself in a room and play, or even just enjoy listening to cello music, just to hear the sound and be more meditative with it. But I enjoy just being able to shut myself in a room and play. My instructor Sylvia is wonderful. She is very patient and encouraging and has little tricks to teach you how to remember things. And it just has been a really great experience. I think if you're a serious musician and a performance musician, I think that this is also a wonderful place because they've got a wide range of experienced teachers here that can help you work really, really hard, or else just have it be a little bit more relaxing. I would never be Yo-Yo Ma, and I've been just, it's like, you can watch him, but don't think you're gonna play like him. And I said, no, I know, that's not gonna happen. But if someone aspired to that, I do truly believe that they could get what they needed here to help propel them that direction.
How rich is Kalamazoo to have not only its own epic arts center,
Right, yeah.
right, plus these opportunities? You're pretty lucky.
So rich. I don't know what kind of little mini utopia this is, but people believe in the arts in Kalamazoo and people believe in education in Kalamazoo. And you put those two things together, like the opportunities are endless. So many great organizations really supporting arts education here.
No, I don't live in Kalamazoo, so there's a reason why I drove, the highway to come here. So the community itself, I think is very supportive, but also specific to Crescendo, I think the Audrey and April who works here, I think they are worth.
Amazing.
Yeah.
They are
So
amazing.
coming to Crescendo I think is worth it because of the staff. I find this community, especially the Crescendo Academy community, I would say, like really thriving. And parents are going to recitals, and we have recitals all the time, and sometimes we get like really filled up really quick, and so so those are good signs in my opinion.
I think there is a richness below the waterline that not everyone even fully understands how really fortunate we are as a community to have the depth and quality and access to the arts that we do. And I think, if you've been in other communities and you come here, you're like, oh my goodness, this place has it happening. And so I think yes, and there's even more there than people, I think, necessarily understand.
Thank you so much for watching. There's also more to explore with Kalamazoo Lively Arts on YouTube, Instagram, and WGVU.org. We'll see you next time.
Support for Kalamazoo Lively Arts is provided by the Irving S. Gilmore Foundation, helping to build and enrich the cultural life of Greater Kalamazoo.